Okay, what's going on, guys? We're going to go through the Become Immortal evolution. We're going to go over the new Evo part. We're going to go through top picks, which route to go the most efficient way, and how the Evo works. So first of all, 500k, a bit steep, but if you're going to spend FP points, should I say, it's actually pretty decent. And you can see, look at this. I knew this was going to come out. So you get a +1 place, +1 shooting, relentless ping pass, playstyle plus as well. Don't forget that depends on what you choose. We also get block. We also get 1 physical, 1 defending. So it's a +1 all around. So I kind of anticipated that, and that's why I also said, wait, now let's go through how to do this properly. I have not started on this account, but you can see, look, when you do this, look at this. The most important thing here is to note, max playstyles of 9, max playstyles pluses of 2. Now, let's go back and let's start all the way, okay? Now, before you choose the player, this is just the most important part here. Let's go back all the way to the first part, right? The reason why I said wait for today is because there's potential chains that could come up, okay? And what I mean by that is when you're choosing a player, there's certain players that maybe you put in an evolution before that you can chain out. There's a few things I want you just to mention, okay? Like you can see, like here, this is the progress that you would naturally go down, but there may be another evolution. We'll come to that in a second. Now, first of all, only choose 6 base playstyles. So when you're choosing a player, ideally, when you're choosing a player, you want to find a player that hasn't got that many playstyles. That's what's key, okay? So let's say, for example, this person over here, he's only got 1 playstyle, the base playstyle, the gray one. So that way I can choose 5 other playstyles. It's a really stupid system that they decided to do, but that's what I'd recommend. Choose wisely what player you choose. Secondly, I'm going to wait till Sunday, but we'll come to that in a second. Also, look at some of the players' stamina. I know for some of them, the stamina is decent, but if you're doing a bronze player, the stamina could be bad. And also sprint speed, more important than anything. When you're choosing what player to do, make sure you choose someone that's got a good sprint speed, because don't forget they get capped at CDMs. So Cam going to explain that as well. And don't worry about the leagues. When you're choosing a player, don't worry about the league, because if you're going to evolve them all the way and do this evolution, don't forget they're going to end up getting the icon chemistry as well. They're going to turn into an icon, so don't worry about the links, okay? So just remember that as well. And we're going to go for foot.gg. And don't forget, if your card, there's a few things you got to worry about. Is the card's got a playstyle plus, you can only choose 1. And with respect, if you made a mistake, I've already told you multiple times you should have waited. But let's just get going. Let's just go into this. So the best way I would say to do it is, number 1, I will go to evolutions. We'll go through the parameters in a second. What's the best card to choose? Do the Become Immortal Evolution 1. You got to play 1 game, then you got to play 2 games. Do that quickly. You can even AFK this in squad battles if you want to do it quickly, okay? Then we're going to go over to objectives, okay? If it loads, that is. It's not loading. Great. We're trying to go to objectives. If not, we're going to do this. Perfect. Come on, please load. Thank you very much. Then we go to Become Immortal, okay? So you can see we've got multiple ones. They're not even in bloody order, right? But anyway, honing the craft is next what you want to do. You can do this in 1 game, maybe even 2. So the only one you need 2 games is to achieve 2 clean sheets. But the rest of these, go play. Once you've done the phase 1 of the Immortal, you get the 88 rated card. Do all these squad battles in 1 go. You can literally do this. Just get 2 clean sheets. Go against semi-pro and just start assisting. Remember all these. And then get all the playstyles. Now, what's stupid is they bunch the playstyles together. So you can't choose finesse shot and individually choose them. You have to choose them because they're bunched together. Don't ask me why I done that. I think it's absolutely stupid. But if you're wondering, this is the one. So you can choose between finesse shot and Travella, incisive and tiki-taka, anticipate and jockey, low driven and power shot, and technical and press proven. Now, for these ones, remember, do not choose more than 6. You can give a maximum of 6 base play styles, be a lot of confusion to avoid any risk. 6 including the ones that you have. That's why I said choose a player that does not have a lot of play styles. Ideally, the less play styles when you choose a player, the better, and that way you can choose what you want. Now, don't apply the play styles yet. You can finish the objectives, but don't apply them yet. Okay, very, very important. Okay, then you can go ahead here. And then you can then do the CDM on cam. So you can choose it. Do you want them to have a CDM position or a cam? Now, technically speaking, if someone's got a CDM and a cam already, so a center mid and a cam already, you might be thinking, oh, can I make that player CDM to have all 3 positions? It's actually a very true argument. But what I would say is be careful, because you can see in the 5-step process over here with the 90 rated, the problem is that you get capped. So the cam version, So even if you have a cam position already and a center mid, for example, and you might be thinking, oh, let me do CDM to get all 3 positions, you lose out on the playstyle pluses. So whichever one you choose here, so let's say you've chosen a player that you want to play in cam. Let's say Kante, you want to put him in cam as an example. They will get an increase in shooting, passing, and dribbling, and they will gain the shadow playstyle plus and the playmaker plus roles. Very, very important. And the cam consumable will cap to 15 pace to an increase of 88. Very, very important. The CDM variation will give you better increases to defense and physical, but you will get the holding playstyle plus and the deep line playmaker plus. I think you get box to box as well. Yep, you get box to box as well. So it's very, very important here that you make your choice. And that is why I'm saying, going back to choosing the players, me personally speaking, when I'm going for a card, I'm looking for a player that's got pace, okay? This is just me personally speaking. So when I'm filtering these cards, when I'm looking for someone, I'm looking for someone 90 sprint speed, because I want a card, and you can do this by the end card as well, because I want to make sure that my last card has 90 sprint speed. So that is something just to bear in mind. So when you're doing something, remember, you do get capped, but remember, you want to see how far it goes. So be careful on choosing a sprint speed. You don't want to end up, because there is some cards where technically you can end up with a low pace card. You might not want that. So that's just something to bear in mind, okay? So once you've done that, we've now gone to that section, and then you can do that, and you can choose between CDM. They both got center mid plus, and then you can also get the 4-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves. You can also choose to have one of them either have a 5-star weak foot or 5-star skill moves. We'll go over that in a second, okay? Now, once you have done that, okay, then you're going to have, at this point, you're going to have a 90 rated card. And then realistically, you're going to end up doing this one. And you can do this. So score at least 1 goal in 2 separate rival games. It doesn't have to be with your evolution. And you can choose between either the 5-star weak foot or the 5-star skill moves. So if you want a cam, you might go towards a skill 5-star skill moves or a 5-star weak foot. If you're CDM, you're probably more likely to go towards a 5-star weak foot. And then you can see, look here, you can also, don't forget, because you got to do this in 2 separate rival matches. You can also earn the champs points if you don't play champs. And then you got to do this one. Win 4 rival matches with your become Immortal player in your starting 11 to earn 2 playstyle pluses. Now, where they messed up again, and they've actually ruined this, is that they bunched the playstyles together. So for this one over here, when you want to do this one over here, for the one of 3, so for one of them, you can, so before I wanted to choose, for example, quick step and incisive, you can't. So for step 1, you can only choose between 3. So you can choose between incisive, quick step, and intercept. If you're a defender, you're more likely to be going with, for example, an intercept. If you're like a cam, you're more likely to use quick step or incisive. I'm probably going to go with incisive pass, not that many incisive pass cams. Then for the second one, which so after that, you go like there, then again, I say it's not in order. It's really stupid anyway. And then after, you got to just play 1 champs game. You can literally just go give an own goal, put the controller down, and then you get the last section of the playstyle pluses. And you can see you can choose between anticipate, technical, finesse shot. Now, if you're cam, I would say either incisive pass, quick step, and then a combination of technical and finesse shot. I'm going towards anticipate, and I'm going towards the finesse shot. But I'm moving quite fast. Always scroll back in the video, or you can slow down the speed. I don't want to make it a 30-minute documentary. And if you're a defender, of course, you'll be going probably for intercept or quick step for the first one. And then you could also possibly be going for anticipate, or maybe even technical if you're like to be that dribbler. And then once you've done that, you're basically done that. And then once you've done that, then what I would say is then apply the playstyle. So you know the playstyles, right? You can apply them later on. So what I would say is, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go towards 91, and then I'll apply the base playstyles and then the playstyle pluses together. Because don't forget, you can only do 6 playstyles, okay? 6 base playstyles. Remember, do not forget that. So, and also you don't want to do like a double jeopardy. So for example, if you're going to choose finesse shot and Travella, if you're going to then choose the finesse shot playstyle plus, be very mindful of what you choose, because technically you could be wasting a base playstyle. So it depends on, do you have an extra playstyle to get away with? So if you know you're going to do the finesse shot playstyle plus and you don't need to use Travella, then you can, for example, not choose this base playstyle. But remember, only 6 of this in total with the existing card to be safe on the safe side. 6 playstyles with the existing playstyles that you have in your on your player already, plus these ones, maximum of 6. And then the playstyle pluses are separate, a maximum of 2. So I think that is pretty much explained. And don't forget, you get the icon chemistry rating plus overall to 94. And then you get pinged pass, press proven, or tiki taka. And then in the final evolution, which is the evolution that you do over here. Can't believe I managed to do this in 10 minutes already. Then you do this evolution over here. God's sake, my God. Then we're going to go back to become immortal. The evolution over here. Once you do it, that's when you get then the final chains. And then apparently, I don't know, I think that's a glitch. I don't think you get 5-star. You don't get 5-star skill moves or weak foot. Or you do. Interesting. But there's one before, as I mentioned, objectives where you need to do to choose the 5-star skill moves or weak foot. You can just do that, and then you can add that when you do the base play styles as well. But just double check everything, just in case you misunderstood what I said. And you can have a look at this picture over here. Now, what's important to note, how does the play styles work? So we're going to go over this, right? So on the 11th, which is today, we'll get a 94 rated. Now, if you choose a player, for example, like Kante, right? So Kante is a very good card. A lot of people are doing this. Don't forget, don't combine this with another evolution like Gladiator because you'll mess up the entire thing. But if you do something like Kante already, as you can see, Kante's already got an intercept playstyle, okay? So this is very, very important. I'm not going to go over this again, but you might need to screenshot this bit here. So if your player already has 2 playstyle pluses, so you can, if you add 2 more, you're going to get pinged pass. If you added 2 playstyle pluses and one of those that you chose, is a pinged pass, they will receive press proven. If you become multiplayers come with 2 playstyle pluses and these already are pinged pass and press proven, you'll receive tiki taka. If you have 0 playstyles, let's say somehow you messed up and you didn't choose anyone, then you will get all 3. Really confusing. I don't know why I did it that way. Why not just let us pick what playstyle we want? Now we're going to quickly, finally, just go very quickly over now this evolution. So this evolution is, we got the Hawk one that combined. And as I said, with Immortality, be very, very careful. Now, these are the filters that I'm using. For example, like this. You don't need to use these filters, but that's filters that I'm using to find both box to box. If you want to find, for example, just a cam, get rid of defensive awareness. If you want to find a CDM, then you can get rid of the finishing if you want to as well. But the benefit of this is you can choose basically a player that's almost made, as you can see here, and you can see some of the final cards like this Endo card, and you can get the card that you want, and you can have a look at the final card. That's what works out very, very well. Quickly go over some of the most powerful ones. So we've seen, for example, the Kante. He's not extinct yet, but he could be, so be careful. But with Kante, with Immortality, he goes to 89 sprint speed. Now, one thing, Nil guys, top tip, 89 sprint speed, fine now. As we edge towards team of the season, probably not going to be that good. So try to find a player that's got naturally good sprint speed. So I'm going to give you this. Some people will disagree with me, and that's completely fine. We see McTominay, but he's been extinct for a very long time. And remember I told you to wait until Sunday. Remember I told you why have I not done this Become Immortal 1, okay? Because on Wednesday, I believe, Gladiator came out. And at Gladiator, you can't chain this with the Become Immortal evolution. But if you do this before you start this phase 1 over here, that is when you can create an insane, crazy chain. Do you see, for example, like this? So that's why without this, McTominay is not as good. That's why I told you to wait. And that's why I'm waiting till Sunday, because there's another evolution that could come out on Sunday. And in regards to this evolution, we still have, as you can see, 13 days to do it. And for the objectives, we have 7 days from today. So unless you are really pressed for time, I would probably say it may be worth waiting. So unless you're really pressed for time and you got to get this done, but you can see, look, we've got 6 days. So I'm still going to wait till Sunday. If you're really pressed for time, you can, of course, do that. And this quick thing I want to quickly say before we finish, before it turns into another Nil Guys documentary, you can do, for example, like here, you can go evolve players, and we're going to go sprint speed. Let's say, for example, like here, and I'm going to go 92. It's pushing. It's pushing, okay? It's really pushing it. Is it going to load? Well, hopefully by the time you watch this video, it should load. Don't forget the website's probably crashed now. Anyway, I hope that kind of cleared everything up. We're going to go through best picks tomorrow when everything's come out. I'll catch you then. If you need to use one now, use the filters. And I will catch you again very, very soon. And you can see, for example, like here, I can then choose it. If I want to be really, really extreme, I can go, for example, 94 sprint speed, and then I can choose someone like Joe Linton. And I'm going to be honest, I'm edging more towards the higher sprint speed players because they will last longer, and that's my top tip. Catch you tomorrow.